Lawn sprinkler winterizations. It's a topic that comes up every fall. TikTok, baby. Let's dive into this subject right now. 3 misconceptions about lawn sprinkler winterizations. Number 1, you do not have to winterize your lawn sprinkler system. For a reason is, it doesn't get cold enough around here. My pipes won't freeze, Bob. My backflow won't freeze. There's no need to do that. Well, that's false. If that was true, water lines in the DMV area, in Maryland, the law by the counties, municipalities, cities is 42 inches. That's the frost line in the Mid-Atlantic area is 42 inches. So if there was no chance of anything freezing, why would they enforce that code? So that's reason number 1. Yes, the pipes will freeze. And lawn sprinkler pipes, typically in our area, residential, commercial, are anywhere from 8 to 18 inches deep. Depends on the size of the pipe. Things will freeze. You have to have it winterized. That's number 1. Number 2, the number 2 misconception. I had a previous service provider for my lawn sprinkler system, and he used to tell me, do not have to winterize my system. That's basically bullshit. Pardon my language, but that's bullshit. And I'm always asking, why were you told that? Well, he used to install self-drains around in my yard, buried in the lawn sprinkler system. So all he did every fall was turn on my system, and he said the water went out underground. Duh, you can't see that. And if you could, are you gonna count on that? Something you can't really see and trust? You got a big investment out here. And I'll tell you a funny story. Years ago, we were next door to this so-called contractor, which I think he's done and out of business. I wonder why. And a customer came out and said, hey, look, I don't have to pay for this. It's not much money. It's about half of what you charge, because, and I said, yeah, because he does half the work. And he said, oh no, he said he got all the water out of my lawn sprinkler system. So this was in Shipley's Choice up in Millersville, Maryland. And this is probably 18, 20 years ago. Neighborhood was fairly new at the time, and we were putting systems in there left and right, and so were a lot of contractors. And I said, you want to put a bet on that? I said, I'll bet you I'll get water out of your system. And the homeowner next door said, sure, I'll take that bet on. I'll give you $100 to winterize my system. If you can get, a couple gallons of water out of my system, that would tell me that's going to freeze, right? I said, absolutely. So we hooked up our air compressor to his system. We went through the zones. We blew out all kind of water. Probably at least 20, 30 gallons of water came out of the different heads. A lot of water was still trapped in the system. And I wish I would have filmed that at the time back then, but that would prove to people that, I don't care what people tell you, that you have self-draining systems, it'll work. It doesn't. So that's number 2. That's a falsehood. It's not going to work. That was number 2. Misconception number 3. My neighbor said I can just turn off my lawn sprinkler system and it'll be fine. Just turn off the controller in the garage and it'll be fine over the winter. It doesn't get that cold. No, do not do that. You got a huge investment outside in the ground on your property. It's going to last you many a year if you maintain it. So yes, you have to winterize. And what that entails when TLC comes out and does performs a winterization on your property is we'll go down. If your tie-in is in your basement or in your crawl space, we're going to turn off the supply water line to the lawn sprinkler system. So that's number 1. We're going to come in either your house or we're going to do it remotely. If you have a TLC remote valve on your lawn sprinkler system, we can do it from outside in the yard. We're going to turn off your isolation valve to the lawn sprinkler system. That's number 1. Number 2, we're going to introduce air, compressed air, either with a tow behind that my men carry behind their trucks or a skid mount. Depends on what team is performing your winterization. It depends on the size of the system, but we're going to introduce compressed air to your lawn sprinkler system, and then we're going to blow out all the air out of the backflow device on the side of your home, all the valves, all the underground piping, all the sprinkler heads, so you have nothing to freeze come spring. You have a huge investment in, if you don't winterize, you're going to have minimum a couple hundred dollars worth of damage come spring when anything's exposed. So if anybody's trying to tell you you do not have to winterize your system, that's simply false. If you want to get your lawn sprinkler system winterized, hit the link below, fill out the contact information. There's also a phone number down there, 410-721-2342. We'll be glad to take care of getting your lawn sprinkler system winterized, and we'll perform the winterization this fall to get you all taken care of. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to get more weekly tips, and we'll talk to you soon.